Darrell and I are going to be crappie fishing, maybe a little bit of bass fishing later on.
One of the beauties of hunting here in Texas is that we can bait. Baiting is legal and it's been done for years and years and years, and so we just kind of threw out a little bit of corn.
Well, folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and we're going to make some creek coffee. Some people call this campfire coffee, but I spend a whole lot more time around.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Well, good morning, folks. We are out here on beautiful Lake Fork. What's interesting is this is a first for me. This is my brother-in-law, Darrell. Darrell, welcome to the show. Darrell and I are going to be crappie fishing, maybe a little bit of bass fishing later on. It is the opener of the Texas whitetail season rifle, and I have never fished on an opening day of rifle season, so here we are. Right. So we're going to go out, we're going to do a little cannonball rigging to try to catch a little bit of crappie. We'll probably hit some areas and see if we can't get on some largemouth bass, but we're going to make a day of it. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. It's 44 degrees out here right now, a little bit chilly.
Yes.
You ready to go do it?
I am.
All right, well, folks, stick with us here. We're going to be out on Lake Fork. We'll be back in a moment. All right, folks, we're back. We just caught our first crappie. We've been out here, well, hour and a half, and it's been slow, but we just got our first one, so stick with us. We're having some fun here, huh, Darrell?
Yes, sir.
All right, absolutely gorgeous day here on Lake Fork, and we're looking for dinner. So we're going to stick with it. We'll be back, hopefully, with a bunch more of these bad boys. Nice looking crappie, huh? All right, more fishing. Well, we've got two crappie in the boat, bud. Starting to warm up here just a little bit, folks. So we think that maybe the bite will turn on a little bit. It's a cool morning, but starting to warm up just a little bit. I think today's high is supposed to be 61, so regardless, we're having fun, right? Sure. All right, let's get some more here. Why don't you swing that over here, Darrell? Let's take a look at how we're rigging this thing, folks. I want you to kind of take a look at this. So we've got one on the bottom, as you can see, and about 12 to 16 inches of line, and then we've got another jig tied up there, so kind of a cannonball, I think the rigging they call that. So anyway, that's how we're fishing these, folks. We're about 23 and a half feet of water as we speak. Water temperature is about 61 degrees. We got a couple crappie, but we're waiting for them to turn on here, so stick with us. Let's keep fishing. Bit on the top one? All right. So we're looking for. Oh, that's a nice one, Darrell. Yaha! Get him in there, buddy. Get him in there. More dinner. Oh, that's a keeper. Nice one, buddy. All right, folks, we are having a big time. Brother-in-law Darrell in from Gilbert, Arizona. Welcome to Lake Fork.
Yes.
Are we having are we having fun yet?
Yes, we are.
All right. We're trying to catch dinner for the wives, so we're at it.
Get her done.
We'll get her done. You betcha, buddy. All right, let's go back fishing. Well, give us a close-up. That's a good fish. Yes, sir, bud. All right. Well done. Well, folks, we're still at it here. We have caught some absolutely beautiful crappie. Look at this one. This thing is huge. We'll be back up here. There we go. Oh yeah, that is a fat chunker.
So let's measure it.
We are hammering them, folks. This is we're filling the boat. We're gonna have a crappie fish fry with our wives tonight. I got that one, folks, on a jigging spoon. Oh, sorry, bud. Oh. We'll edit that out, right? Not. Wow, that's a big fish. That's a good one, folks. Back to fishing. Look at that's a pan fry right there. Whew.
Look at the shoulders on that.
Yes, it's a dandy. All right, bud. Let's go catch some more.
All right.
Folks, we are back, still catching them. This was a little guy here, but just wanted to show you what we're catching them on here. This is just a little teeny jig and spoon, and what's interesting is we actually saw a dead shad floating along here just a bit ago, and I actually matched it. I said, this is a perfect match to that shad that was floating dead. Put that sucker on, and I tell you what, we are catching the crappie. So we're sticking with both methods here. We're trying to catch dinner. So we're back at it again. So just wanted to show you what we're fishing with here. Again, fishing about 24 feet of water here on Lake Fork with brother-in-law Darrell. So having a big time. Let's get back to fishing. Thank you very much for joining us today. We're gonna move on to another segment, but we wanted to show you a few crappie that we caught here on Lake Fork. An absolutely gorgeous day today. Got to the low 60s. Just absolutely a beautiful day. So, honey, we're bringing home the fish. So get ready, get the grease ready. All right, the girls will be happy. We'll have a fish Friday night. All right, Darrell, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter.
One of the beauties of hunting here in Texas is that we can bait. Baiting is legal. It's been done for years and years and years, and so we just kind of threw out a little bit of corn. But a lot of times too, what I'll do is I'll take mistletoe and use mistletoe for bait as well too, which is a natural bait that deer just absolutely love. But here we're using the golden kernels. Just had another young buck come in, looked like a young 8. We've had turkeys come in. This is just a youngster. It's pretty well staying overcast for the time being, which really ought to maybe keep these animals moving a little bit longer into the middle part of the day. Had had several deer in here this morning, including this little spike. Earlier, I guess it's his mother was trying to chase him away, because every time he got close to her, she'd slap at him. She's moved off now too, and we're not that far away from where I think Joe's going to come pick us up. We may try to rattle a little bit during the day. I really would like to see if we could rattle something up. The way these bucks are acting, I'm not real sure. It didn't really look like they were chasing at this point, but their hocks are nasty, or starting to get that way. And Joe was talking about seeing a bunch of scrapes, and generally when you start seeing scrapes, there's a pretty good chance that you can rattle up a buck. So let's see what happens. Jeremiah will try to record everything he can on his camera for Trichicon's World of Sports Field. So if for some reason you don't get it here, you'll just have to eventually go see it there sometime. So we'll see what we can come up with the next day or so. In terms of rattling, it's right about the right time where several people I've talked to have started rattling up bucks just south of here and just north of here. And really want to get my horns out later this morning and see if we can get anything to kind of come in, have a look, see. When we got in here this morning, we need one of the hunters had been here yesterday afternoon. We did not realize that they had taken a deer, a doe. I saw the doe in the cooler last night, but did not think it was taken here. And if you look, there's a gut pile right there in the center. Now, interestingly, we've had deer in here all morning, and none of them have really paid any attention to it at all. We've got a deer just to the left or to the right over here, a little spike. He's not paid any attention to that gut pile at all. And he's actually been downwind of it. We do now have some buzzards that started showing up just a little while ago. It's amazing how they hone in on things like that, like the gut pile. They're just kind of sitting waiting. I'm not sure why they're waiting. But I'm sure it won't be long before they'll be on that pile and clean it up. Back in the same blind where we started this morning. Did not see much this morning. Kind of expected to maybe see a big deer, but didn't. This afternoon we're back at the same spot though. Only difference is we heard that last night there was a big buck that showed up right down there at the water. Unfortunately, the guy bumped the blind when he got ready to shoot before he shot and heard. And I guess chased the deer off. Hopefully the deer will have forgotten and just didn't think anything of it. But got Jeremiah set up to where he's looking that way and where you can see that area really good. And I'm going to be looking back over this way into the sun here in just a second. So we'll see what comes in this afternoon. The rifle I'm using is a 300 Ultra Mag. I'm not sure you can read that right there, but basically it says that that's a rifle that I put together in 1998. So 23 years ago, took the rifle to British Columbia, shot a Rocky Mountain goat and a really nice elk for up there. And it's in a 300 Remington Ultra Mag, shooting a 220 grain. Hornady Precision Hunter. That's the ELDX version. A little bit of a long barrel, but it is ported, which is appropriate for that particular caliber.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Air Force Air Guns, Pyramid Air, Sightmark, Skin 'em Right, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, Smokin' Tex, Striper Express, TRHP Outdoors, and Ultramatic Feeders.
Well, folks, it's a little windy and plenty cold. It's about 18 degrees. Let's walk up here and let me show you my feeder setup where I've killed a bunch of hogs, just right up in the corner. So let's go up here and take a look. Well, folks, here is a close-up look of my Ultramatic feeder. I've got a 30-gallon can, a barrel, chained up actually in an old tree here, a boat ark, I think it is. And this is a hog-killing spot. Got a good spot below it for the drainage where a creek drains back through there. Summer or winter, this place attracts the hogs. But if you look real close at the eliminator, this is a little unit that mounts to the 1/4-inch drive off your feeder motor on your Ultramatic feeder. It completely seals the corn off from raccoons, any kind of birds, pecking around, squirrels. They cannot get into it. When the feeder motor starts turning, this drops down and allows the corn to spin out. And then when the centrifugal force stops, when the feeder motor stops turning, it seals back off. Awesome way. I've been using these feeders, though, folks, for, 18 years at least, maybe 20 years. They are the best. You can check them out online, ultramaticfeeders.com. Well, folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and we're going to make some creek coffee. Some people call this campfire coffee, but I spend a whole lot more time around a creek bank than I have a cow camp. It's an awesome way to make coffee over an open fire. I'm going to walk you through the process. Once you've had coffee that's brewed like this, it's hard to go back to the old drippolator, I'll tell you. So let me walk you through it. We're using some B&B charcoal wood. Actually, they have the dried wood, which is absolutely awesome for this kind of cooking. I've got a good fire going. Let me walk you through the process. Okay, folks, the key is 1/4 cup of coffee grounds per quart of water. So we've got a quart of water in the old pot. Let's put our coffee grounds in there. There we go. Now water is a rolling boil. The whole key to good creek coffee, campfire coffee, is boiling that coffee for about 4 minutes. You want a rolling boil. Don't know if you can see that or not, but that's exactly what we've got in our fire. So let's boil it about 4 more minutes, and then we're going to pour a little bit of cold water in it. That will make all those grounds settle to the bottom. We're going to have some of the best coffee you've ever drank, folks. Okay, my friends, our coffee has been boiling a rolling boil for about 4 minutes. Now it's time to put some cool water. Actually, this is some bottled water I put in my old coffee cup. Let's put some water in there and set it off the fire. Now, those grounds are going to settle to the bottom. I'm going to take it off the fire here, and then we'll let it give it about a minute for those grounds to settle, and then we're going to have us a good cup of coffee. Folks, when you boil coffee like this, you remove 98% of the acid. So if you get indigestion from drinking coffee, try something like this. You don't have to cook it on a campfire. A lot more fun if you do. You can cook it in the house or whatever, just boil it. Add the cold water to it. Those grounds are going to be settled. So let's pour up a cup, and I wish you could taste this, but you can do the same thing. Remember, 1/4 cup of ground coffee, 1/4 cup to 1 quart of water, and you can add to or take away from that. So let's pour up a cup, let you see what it looks like. Not one ground do I see, folks. I wish you could smell this coffee. All right. There we have it, folks. Camp coffee.
We want to thank you for joining us here on this week's episode. Please join us right back here next week for another exciting adventure on A Sportsman's Life.